Hey everybody, before we get into today's video, I want to preface it with, it is Call of Duty, still, but it's a little different. I'm going to be talking about a mode that I wish was in modern Call of Duty games, because it used to be for those who were training, and, just wanted to still have fun and have the experience, and now I play it because, and not to toot my own horn, but I've gotten relatively pretty good at Call of Duty to the point where it's not super fun for me anymore. Not Warzone, but like standard multiplayer. I've shown it a couple times on the channel, and it's not super fun. I have a harder time against bots than I do most people. And I don't know where it came from. Maybe it was that like 3-4 year long. The last time I hardcore got into multiplayer was Black Ops 4. So yeah. But this mode is something I wish modern Call of Duties had. And it's the combat training. We're gonna roll some footage and I'm gonna do some voice audio over it to kind of express some of my opinions. It's gonna be set up kind of like a zombies critique, if you will. So yeah, it'll be one solid match. It'll be me against 9 bots, but maybe you'll be able to see a little bit why I enjoy it so much. So yeah, without further ado, let's boogie on down to the video. Combat training was a mode in Call of Duty that I miss so much. It's one that I frequent at least once a year, go back and max out. Unfortunately, you can't prestige, but you can do literally everything else. You can customize your classes, and you have to earn COD points, which back in the day was not something you purchased, it was something you earned by leveling up and doing challenges. And every class had a classified weapon. It was, you had to use COD points to purchase everything else, every other weapon in that class in order to use it, and then you'd still need to use COD points to get it. But it was a really cool system. It wasn't like today's where you have to get like 100 kills with this weapon to unlock this weapon, which granted is new in Modern Warfare 2, but I think it's kind of a weird system. I know you also have to level up for some guns still, but it wasn't that. It was like you decided which one was coming next, and I really liked that. Same goes for attachments and camos, which I didn't really show. I think I should have a little bit more. But you could pick the map. You were able to pick how many enemies you were. There were only 4 game modes: Team Deathmatch, Free-for-all, and then the hardcore version of both. And then you straight up just load in and you play like you would a normal match. This one is not a normal match though, because it is me against 9 bots. By the end of it, I do die like 15 times, but I got 75 points, so I'd say overall that's pretty solid. I do think that, I don't know, I think it's overlooked and was dropped for just why not play the real thing. But it's like the argument I stated before, is I used to be super bad at it, so I would like to play this because I was able to do what everyone else was doing, where I leveled up. And you could say it's a skill issue, but that's no longer the case. Because now, if I play Modern Warfare 2, or Cold War, as I've shown, I'm really, really good. I don't know where it came from or how it started happening, but all of a sudden I'm really good at the game. And it's not really fun for me anymore, I guess. It's either super boring because it was too easy, or you run into a lobby full of people who are playing their life's at stake, so it's insanely sweaty. And there's no in between. Whereas this, there is. And it happens that, the bots played different back then too. They would go, you'll see it probably a couple times in this, is they didn't have to be right on top of you and then hesitate shooting. If they saw you, they were going to fire. That was a distance. That was also me trying to get a headshot. For what reason I'll explain in a second. You'll see a ton of in this video. I was hoping I'd get some, and I did get a decent amount. is you could do like I said, like everything you can do in standard multiplayer except at your own volition, and however you wanted to do it, in the sense of like how the game was set up. And you could still earn everything. Like, you can do the challenges, you still do all the weapon challenges. There wasn't camo challenges back then. I know some people are going to be aware of this, but others aren't. Because not everyone is playing these games anymore. Not everyone has played them to begin with, because you have the new generation of, you know, Call of Duty fans who didn't really play all the old ones. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let me state that, because you have, like, the people who are very bent on, like, oh, you're playing Modern Warfare 2. When I was a kid, Modern Warfare 2 was one of the most racist games in history. Like, it doesn't matter where you started. Like, as long as you're having fun, then that's what's important when it comes to Call of Duty. And me personally, I don't have fun anymore with it. I've kind of grown out of it a lot, but I still really enjoy the old ones. Like, a lot of times while a video is uploading, or it is exporting, or whatever section it's on, I'm usually playing Black Ops 2 Zombies while I'm waiting for it to do those things. So, like, the old game still holds super serious merit, and combat training is something I think was super overlooked. Let's see, what else is there? There's really not much else to say. I know that the lobbies in Black Ops 1, as of late, have been insanely high. Like, before recording this video, because you have to go to Xbox Live to see, to do combat training. It is an online exclusive thing, unfortunately, but it does make sense because it's not ranked, but like it does keep track of ranks and leveling up and whatnot. But when I went to film this video, there was 140,000 people playing online on Black Ops 1, which, I mean, might not be a lot compared to like today's Call of Duty, but for a game that's 13 years old, that's kind of insane that the online player base is still that huge. I mean, even World at War is still, like, ranges between 500 and 1,000 people playing online. Which, again, super small number, but it's still easy to find a match, and I think I'm level, like, 22 on that, and I still have yet to find a modded lobby. But yeah, you know, that was really it. This is just a mode that I wish Call of Duty would bring back for people who maybe want to do all the leveling up, but don't feel like playing with real people. And they just want to have a fun, relaxed time doing it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, if you're a competitive player, then I guess maybe you could see the pointlessness in it, because if everybody's playing this, there's going to be no leaderboards and no one to compete against. But I don't think that would even happen. But I mean, it would also give, like, you know, when you play Warzone or you play even a standard lobby, you'll hear a lot of kids on mics getting upset. And yes, you know, we've all had those kids go off in your lobby and you're like, ugh. But, like, give them this option then. Like, kids would love this. Because they'd still be able to do it, and they'd still be able to do everything everyone else is doing, but at their own pace and in their own way. And I think it's a missed opportunity for Call of Duty not to have something like this. Even if they did, like, a smaller version of it in Warzone, like, Modern Warfare 2019 had, like, a training mode for Warzone where it was a small section of the map and only, like, 30 bots. But, like, still, something like that, like, it's just fun. Because sometimes you just want to sit back and play a botted lobby. And I think that should be totally fine. But, you know, I highly doubt Call of Duty will ever bring it back. It's a bummer, but, you know, because especially now they have, like, weapon challenges for, like, DLC weapons. So, like, they'd probably block up being able to do that off. But then, like, keep the camos for it separate. Like, if you don't want everyone getting diamond in that and then using it in a real lobby, make it separate to the game mode. Like, they used to be able to do that. Like, Black Ops 3. Or, like, Black Ops 4 even. Every game mode had separate camo unlocks. It doesn't all have to be linked all the time. I guess this was, like, equal parts what combat training was and complaining about newer Call of Duties. Because it just, oh man. I'm not really a fan. I think the last Call of Duty I'll buy is gonna be Treyarch's next game. And that'll, like, literally just be for zombies. And I've stated this 100 times over. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. And if the zombies on that flops, I'm probably not buying Call of Duty again. Not that the lack of my sale will drop Activision as a whole, or I'm not even saying boycott the game. I'm saying this is me personally. But yeah, you know, hope you enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day. If you're watching early on, have a good rest of your day. See you in the next one, whatever that is. Also, later this week, I'm going to be starting to do a thing where I do like news, and it's not going to be like normal chef news about the channel. It won't be anything about the channel. It'll be some random facts that I, you know, discover throughout the week. They'll be done on Fridays, but I do kind of want to do a test one tonight or tomorrow morning. So yeah, you know, until next time, they'll only be like 5-minute videos if that, but until next time, see ya.